Morning. So you know that I'm putting in a little herb garden, and what better time of the year is right now, because we're in August. As I said, in the greenhouses everything is 50-75% off. Best time to buy perennials. So remember, a perennial is something that comes back every year. So you plant it once and it keeps coming back. So this little oregano plant was 50% off, and yes, they are going to look like they're half dead because this poor little guy has been in this pot all summer long waiting for somebody to bring him home, and he's a little bit irritated right now. So they're going to look like they're half dead. I have purchased perennial plants that honestly do look dead. They're all brown, but I just tip it over. Check out the roots. See? Happy roots. Okay? So as long as the roots are happy, the chances of it growing are really good. And sometimes they almost give it away. Just take it home. So that's what I do. I buy perennials at this time of the year so that I can, like right now, I'm creating a herb garden. Okay? So oregano. If you read up on oregano, it'll tell you that great for the immune system. Right now, with everything that's going on in our world, I think we need our immune systems to be as good as we can, right? Not saying this doesn't take the place of medicine and, you know, anything out there medically that's helping. Doesn't take the place, but it helps. It helps. So this little oregano plant builds your immune system. Also, all you women out there, yeast infections, an issue with women. Yeast infections are caused by candida, which is a bacteria that grows in a sugar environment. Say we're eating too much sugar, or we're eating processed foods, we're eating a lot of white stuff, white bread, bacteria loves that when we do that. And candida is one of the bacteria that will grow and can cause yeast infections. Oregano is awesome for yeast infections. I'm not saying that you don't go to your doctor when you have a yeast infection. I'm just saying that this little guy will help you out. So if you have yeast infections, or if you're prone to them, oregano tea will be your best friend. All you do is clip these leaves off, dry them, make a tea out of it. That's it. Any of our apartment dwellers, go to the health food store and ask about oregano, and they'll tell you all about it. So even though if you don't have a garden, you can still get the benefits of oregano. So, Kate, have you ever seen somebody that has bad breath? Yeah, and you're like this when they're talking to you, and you're like, whoa, back away. You can gently say, you know, you should take some oregano. It's good for bad breath. Yeah, they probably won't like you. Or maybe just give them oregano plant and say, you know, drink some tea. Yeah, drink some tea and back up. Seriously, bad breath is usually from toxins coming out of our body, and the body is trying to get rid of them, so it comes out in our breath. And yeah, if you have bad breath, oregano, your best friend. No kidding. Yeah. So we're going to plant this guy today. So I'm going to take you over here. And this little guy is going to go in the herb garden. So I'll put you right there. And we're going to plant that guy. Whoop. Now usually you'll notice that I wet the hole with nutrients, with nutrient water that I've steeped either weeds, you can make nutrient tea, weeds, or comfrey and nettle. And you fill a pail with a quarter weeds or comfrey and nettle, and the rest of it water. Let it sit for 2 weeks, and you've got your nutrient tea. But today I have other things to do, and I have to skip that step. So what I'm going to do is I soaked this oregano really good in water over the last week. It's nice and moist. And usually I'd put bone meal in there, but again, we don't have any bone meal because of COVID. So I'm just going to plant this guy. And then we're going to really, oh, there's a nice earthworm. See? If you see earthworms in your garden, that means you've got a healthy garden. So there's the oregano. So I'm going to take you with me and we're going to get some nutrient tea. Because remember I told you, weeds are your best friend. Don't throw them out. Make a tea out of them because a weed is a plant. So we're going to fill this jug 3/4 full of water because the nutrient tea is very potent. It's been sitting for a while and you don't want to use it fully because it will be too much for the young plant. It'll be too much for any plant. So we're going to fill this with water, or 3/4 full, I should say. Okay. And then we're going to fill 1/4 of this jug with the nutrient tea that I showed you how to make. And again, all it is, you put 1/4 of your pail with whatever you want. Weeds, comfrey and nettle are good because they're a natural composter. So let's shut this guy off and go get our nutrients. So you fill it 1/4 of the pail with whatever plant you want. It can either be weeds, even be weeds. And then the rest of it just plain water. And you let it sit out in the sun for 2 to 3 weeks. And that's your nutrient tea. So I want to show you the nutrient tea that's been brewing over here. It's been brewing for about 3 weeks. It's wonderful. That's gonna put nutrients onto this little oregano plant. So this one here is made out of comfrey and nettle. So you can see I've been using it. I don't know if you can see all the little microorganisms working in there, but they are in there. I'm gonna give you a close-up. So that's nutrient tea, and we are going to use that to water our little oregano plant. So we're going to take some of this tea. 3/4 of the jug is water. 1/4 of it is our little nutrient tea. We're going to take it back to our little oregano plant. Okay, I have to be careful here because I am known for falling, and yeah, if you see the camera go flying, it's because I fell. So take this over here because you know I am talking and walking at the same time, which could be scary. So we're going to take this nutrient tea and water our oregano, and we're going to give it a good soaking. We're going to use the whole, hey, don't want to water my gloves. We're going to use the whole container and really soak it well, because when we transplant, we want to give it a really good soaking. See that little earthworm there? I don't know if you can see him, he's swimming around. That's a good sign. So we're going to give it a good soaking because when you first transplant a plant, you need to give those roots a lot of water to give them the best chance they can have. So that's that. Oregano. Awesome. Good for viral infections. If you read up on oregano, great for women's yeast infections. I know that's gross to talk about, but we need to talk about these things, right? Yeah. We need to talk about that stuff. So if you're prone to yeast infections, just drink some oregano tea and that'll do it. So yeah, that's it. We planted some oregano. Thank you for subscribing to my YouTube channel, nanatheglamgardener. And thank you for viewing all the videos. It's awesome. I love it. Share with your friends. Have a great day.